I was at my mom's bedside when she was passing away. The last few days of her life, I sat by her and we spoke, we talked, we were good friends, we had long conversations. We spoke about the past and we spoke about what the future might be. And then I asked her the not so unique question. I said, Mom, if you had a chance to live your life all over again, what would you do differently? She took a long pause, not so much to kind of manage her thoughts, but to manage the lump that popped up into her throat. Her eyes moistened and she looked at me and she said, Raju, if I had the chance to live my life all over again, I would have let go of my grudges, my grievances, and my anger over things, over people, a lot more quickly and a lot more earlier in my life. That was her statement. And it's been a good 25 years since she moved on in life. And I must confess that that thing still stays, that conversation still is on the top of my mind. And I have worked and I have struggled with my own grudges and grievances and anger towards things, towards people, towards things that I thought was not right. And over the years, I've also worked with several hundreds of leaders from across the world. And when we sit down and talk about performance and productivity and growth, and the usual thing that kind of pops out, the cat that comes out of the bag is about them holding a grudge, a grievance, or anger towards something or someone. It's like that traumatic experience that kind of weighs them down. It takes a while for it to come out, and when it does, we have a little conversation about it, and then they kind of feel free and they begin to kind of move on. At least they see a bright future. So essentially, what I'm saying is that forgiveness, letting go, forgiveness, and leadership go hand in hand. And usually this topic is the realm of pastors and preachers and guru gurus, and I've stayed away from it. But it's important, and I thought I'll bring it up. Now the question is, conceptually we all understand that it is a powerful thing. And the question usually is, how do we let go? How do we forgive and move on? So here's something that I cooked up and something that I unconsciously practice. The first thing I do, or the first thing that is needed to be done, is to forgive yourself. Why? Well, because you are carrying a grudge, you are carrying a grievance, you are angry, and you know it's not a good thing, right? Part of you says it's not a good thing. So forgive yourself for carrying it because you've been infected. You didn't plan on acquiring it, it just popped up on you because you are flesh and blood, you are human. So something infects you and you know that it's a problem. So forgive yourself for having a grudge or grievance or anger towards someone, because that will kind of soften the effect of the weight that you're carrying. That's the first step. Forgive yourself. The second thing is vent it out, rant it out, puke it out, spit it out, express it emphatically, just express it. If you have a friend, a coach or counselor or somebody you trust and someone who's objective, go have a chat with them. If you don't have someone like that, then take a piece of paper and then scribble away, put it all out, your feelings, your anger, what you think was the cause, what the cause was. Use any language, be precise, be succinct, and just put it out there. Then walk away from it. Leave it for a few hours, leave it for a few days. And what will happen in that process is that you will feel like you've kind of taken it out, and when you come back to it, you'll be a little bit distant from it. You'll become a little objective towards that, towards those nasty feelings that you carry inside of you. That is step 2, puke it out. Yep. Step 3 is to get a little rational, a little logical about it, and place yourself in the shoes of the person you hold a grudge against, the person you're angry against, and think about it. Ask yourself these questions. What about them? What about their background made them do what you think they did against you? Obviously, it's not the truth, it's your perspective, isn't it? So think about it. What about them made them do what you think they did against you? What about them? What about their background? What about their needs? Where do they come from? And what about you might have caused that thing? Remember, you can't clap with a single hand. You might have been part of that little incident. Someone cheated you, someone insulted you, you were there. Something about you may have kind of triggered that. So think about that rationally, without including this and that, just think about it and walk in their shoes for a mile, Put that down on paper. Talk to someone, one of the two. And again, walk away from it. Giving yourself time, you will have adjusted to it. You will become a little distant from it, become a little objective. Step number 4 is to levitate. Now, what do I mean by that? So you've kind of thought about it from your viewpoint. You've thought about it from their viewpoint, right? And you also recognize that it can happen. The 4th step is to levitate. That means look at it from a higher perspective, from a third-person perspective. Look at it from the eyes of a teacher, a friend, a coach, someone you admire, someone you hold in high regard, or maybe a higher version of yourself. What would you do if you were like invincible and powerful? What kind of a view would you have about that subject matter or that issue? Again, put it down on paper if you wish. At this stage, you may want to go to the person you have a grievance against. A life partner, a business partner, a colleague, what have you. You may go and express your thoughts assertively, because now you will kind of be a little more holy about it, right? And if you can, well, they might respond positively and say, oh my gosh, Raju, I didn't know that I was the cause of so much trouble for you, and you could kind of kiss and make up. Or they could flare up and go call you names, etc. That's fine too, because at least the thing will have gotten out of your system. And if they kind of flare up, well, your anger, your grievance is justified, and you'll walk away saying, okay, this is not a battle for me. Step 4. Step 5. If after all your efforts, you still feel that the cancer, the burden, the toxicity is still inside of you, then here's the thing. This is the clincher. Go up to these people, go up to this person and say, hey, Tom, Dick, Harry, Jane, Mary, Susan, whatever, and I've had this issue against you, and I've been trying to forgive you. I've been trying to get it out of my system and let go, but I am unable to. I've tried very hard. And because I'm unable to, and because I have this toxic feeling against you, I want you. I beg of you to forgive me. Seek forgiveness from them. That's the 5th step. This is magical, It has that kind of a reverse psychology effect on you. 5 steps. Number 1, forgive yourself. Number 2, puke it out. Number 3, walk in their shoes. Number 4, levitate. Number 5, go seek forgiveness. This is important, and you all know it, that this is what weighs you down. This is what weighs all leaders down. This is what holds you down from going to where you want to go. In my opinion, forgiveness and leadership are sisters, and they need to make up to go ahead. That's me. Those are my thoughts on forgiveness and leadership. I hope you like them. If you like them and if they work for you, please click like and share them. My name is Raju Mandyan. I'm a speaker, trainer, and a coach based in the Philippines. Adios.